Yo guys, it's Killer Glare, and today I'm going to take you through a few hints and tips on how to consistently get a high KD and drop zone while still playing your objective. Firstly, I'd like to go through a few perks which will be useful on this game mode. Starting with the first tier, which are the blue perks. I'd recommend Blind Eye. That's because there will be a lot of air support and helis, Ace-130s, Reapers in the air consistently doing damage to you while you're on the drop zone. The enemy will be using a lot of air support, seeing as if they're getting care packages, then it's bound to be in there. Especially if you're joining and you're not in a party. If you're joining by yourself, it will be best to use Blind Eye because you won't want to depend on your teammates to hold the drop zone and you get the care package instead of your enemies. So yeah, Blind Eye is a very vital perk in this game mode. Alternatively to that, you could use Sleight of Hand. Reason for this is because while you're on the capture, while you're on the drop zone, there will be a lot of enemies. So if you want to have the upper hand over your enemy, being able to take them out and then reload quickly and take out more, not putting you at a disadvantage, then Sleight of Hand is the perk for you to use. I personally use Blind Eye because if I want to get a high KD while still playing the drop zone objective, then it's vital to keep my deaths low because the amount of air support that will kill you is, you don't really have much control over it. From the second tier, I use Blast Shield, preferably Pro. This because the enemy will be throwing a lot of stun grenades and flash grenades at you while you're on the drop zone, putting you at a disadvantage because you're not going to see. Also, Semtex's frag grenades, them too will also cause damage, causing a lot of deaths. Blast Shield, however, will allow you to keep those deaths low and have more control over whether you live or whether you die, because you will be basically doing it through skill instead of actually depending on luck of where the grenade lands and that stuff. An alternative to that, however, is Assassin. Of course, preferably Pro. Not that I'm a fan of the Assassin perk, but yeah, Assassin is also a good perk to use on this, purely because if you're on the drop zone, you want to find a good spot where the enemy can't see you and then basically camp it out. That's what this game is all about, really, camping. Camp it out, get those points up for your team while playing your objective, and your teammates and the enemy, can't see you. That way you'll be able to get the kills while still playing your objective, and the enemy won't be able to see you. However, I use Blast Shield personally, purely because I'm not a fan of the Assassin perk. However, that's all down to preference really, but I'm not a fan of the Assassin perk. And also, those grenades, I like to have control over whether I live or die. I don't like to create in the fate of luck, basically. So yeah, I use Blast Shield Pro. Sorry. From the third tier of perks, I use Sit Rep, purely because there's a lot of booby trap care packages which drop down, and if you do get a booby trapped care package, then not only will you die, but majority of the time your teammates will die as well because the blast is fairly big. So yeah, Sit Rep's very useful because not only will it cause you a death, but also take your teammates off of the flag, off the drop zone, which will lose your team points, which goes against the whole point of playing the objective. Also, because I'd find it rather annoying if my teammate picked up a booby trap care package and killed me and I had no control over it, so I like to return the favour. Moabs in this, it is possible to get a Moab. I've seen it before. I've been in a match where a person has got a Moab in drop zone. However, it's fairly, unlikely because of the action which goes on. It's very fast paced. But yeah, Moab is possible to get, which I've been asked before. No point in using Hardline in the second tier of perks, purely because in this game mode there are no kill streaks, so you won't be getting anything early or late or whatever. There's no point to using Hardline. It has no effect in this game mode whatsoever. You won't be able to get Hardline Pro from playing this game mode, so it's really a pointless perk. On gun attachments, I'd suggest the Suppressor. That's purely because while you're on the drop zone, you don't want to be seen as best as possible. You want to get those kills, take your enemy off the drop zone while you staying on the drop zone. As you can see in the top left corner, it says how many enemies on the drop zone, how many of your teams on the drop zone, so you may want to take control of that. But yeah, other than that, that's the main setup on how to get a consistently high KD on drop zone. bear in mind that you can, as you saw before, if you rewind the video, you can get points through walls, so you may want to take cover while on the drop zone. And that's about it really. 21-7, which is a 3-point KD. Killer Glare, over and out. Thank you.